Gauram Karunavataram Samsarasaram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayaravinde Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. It's wonderful, children, to be again with you this year for story time. Tell me, children, whenever you are in trouble and you don't know what to do, what can you do? We can always run to someone who is there for us to help us, to save us. Just as our parents, our teachers, our well-wishers, but there is one who is always there for you, and that is Bhagwan, God. I'll tell you a story of a time when the devatas, those who are predominantly good, who were constantly being attacked, troubled, and had to get into fights with these asuras. And these asuras were selfish people who want everything for themselves. They're not necessarily demonic, but they are like those greedy people who will harm anybody to get what they want. And devatas who try to help people who are nice, who are good. And there's always this fight that is going on between the good and the bad. Even inside us, is it not? Sometimes we want to do something good, but then sometimes selfish, something wicked comes to our mind and we want to tease others and we want to hurt others. And the good in us wants to go and help others who have been hurt. In this way, inside also there is this battle. Sometimes people hurt us. Sometimes some people trouble us. Same way, when the devatas were being constantly troubled by the asuras, the rakshasas, these devatas immediately went to Bhagwan. And even though Bhagwan is one, but Bhagwan takes different forms to play different roles in our life. They approached Brahmaji, the creator, and he said, this protection Lord Vishnu can give you. Go to him. He is the protector of the good. They approached Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu told them that you are all afraid that you are going to be harmed and you are going to die, and this fight will go on eternally. I reveal to you that there is a nectar of immortality, a nectar of immortality. That nectar that by which you can live forever. That which is there in the Milky Ocean. They said, can we have it? Bhagwan said, but to get that nectar from the depths of the ocean, you have to churn the ocean. They said, churn the ocean? With what can we churn the ocean? Bhagwan said, we will get the mountain Mandrachal. They said, yes, but with what will we churn it? Which rope can be so strong? And Bhagwan said, whenever you want help for any of these things, Lord Shiva is there. His snake Vasuki is so strong, and it can be like a rope to tie around the mountain and to pull it from both sides. They went to Lord Shiva, who is so compassionate, sitting calmly in his meditation. They went to Lord Shiva and said, "Can we borrow your snake?" Lord Shiva said, "For what?" "We want to make it into a rope to churn the Milky Ocean, to bring out the nectar of immortality." Lord Shiva looked at his snake Vasuki and said, "Would you be able to help the Devatas?" And Vasuki, with his smile, and normally we see a snake smile as a wicked smile, but this is Lord Shiva's snake. And Vasuki, Lord Shiva's snake, smiled to Lord Shiva. "You are always there to help those who are in trouble." And Bhagwan took Vasuki, who is like his necklace, his ornament, and gave it to the Devatas. Now, who will bring Mandrachal mountain? Lord Vishnu only, Bhagwan only, on his Garuda brought Mandrachal and placed it on the shore. Vasuki was brought. Now they said, "To churn we require a lot of people." And Bhagwan said, "Go and tell the Asuras to come and help you." They said, "The Asuras are fighting with us. How can we go to the Asuras? And if they get the nectar of immortality, and greedy as they are, they will take it, they will not give us. And if we both get the nectar of immortality, our fight will go on forever." Bhagwan said, "Take the help of the Asuras. They also have a strength. And if they might work for something good, they might become good. And if they become good, they will get the share of immortality. But if they become selfish and wicked, I'm there for you. I'll see that you will get the nectar of immortality if they try to cheat." So they went and told the Asuras, and the Asuras thought, "Hey, that's very nice. Let us go and work with the Devatas, but when the nectar of immortality will come, we will drink it, we won't give it to these Devatas, and then we will destroy these Devatas." The Devatas heard this gossip, but they went up to Bhagwan and said, "Bhagwan, do you think that they will give us?" Bhagwan said, "Trust me. When I am here, there is nothing to fear." For Bhagwan is always, even though he loves everybody, he cares for everybody, he gives Asuras also a chance to become good. But where there is dharma, where there is good, Bhagwan is there to protect those who are good, to provide for those who are good, to help those who are good, to strengthen those who are good, and stand by those who are good, and especially when they are in any trouble or require any help. Both the Devatas and Asuras gathered there. Mandrachal was kept into the ocean. It would start sinking, it was so heavy. So Bhagwan Vishnu became Kurma, a tortoise, and held it on his back. They tied Vasuki to the mountain. Now, who would hold the head of the snake? and who would hold the tail of the snake. Both the Devatas and the Asuras got into quarrel. The Devatas said, we will hold the head. It was our idea. It was our brainchild. They forgot that Bhagwan had given them the idea. But it is our idea. We will hold the head. Why should we go at the feet? Why should we go at the tail? The Asuras said, we are not going to go to the feet. We are not going to go to the tail. We will want to head it. Bhagwan whispered to the Devatas, always hold on to the feet, and especially of the snake, hold on to the tail, not the head. The Devatas, okay Bhagwan, if you say so. They went to the tail. At that time they did not realize why Bhagwan sent them to the tail. But when the churning started, when the churning started, and in your mind also, when the good pulls on one side, the bad pulls on the other side. The good thoughts pull you on one side, the bad thoughts pull you on the other side. The goodness on you says, do good. The bad in you says, let's do something wicked. When this churning goes on, the ocean started bubbling. And later on, something beautiful and wonderful came out. And they were also shared amongst everybody. But when the churning was going on, can you imagine Vasuki, whose belly was being rubbed against the mountain, whose neck was being choked, whose tail was being pulled, his tummy rumbling, and was choking. He started coughing, and when he was coughing, suddenly he felt like vomiting, and vomit came out from him. And when a snake vomits, do you know what comes out of it? Poison. And the poison went on coming out from that huge Vasuki. Black poison came out. And that poison, when it came out, now tell me, when Bhagwan told the Devatas, you be at the tail, if the Asuras want the head, they felt Bhagwan is putting us down. But Bhagwan was not putting them down at the feet. Because the poison, when it comes out, first comes from the head. And the Asuras were falling, fainting and falling. And then the fumes of the poison went towards the Devatas. The Devatas were also feeling dizzy. They were also beginning to swoon. Lord Vishnu was holding the mountain. Where do we go now? Who can take away this poison? It's in the air. Somebody has to drink this poison so that others can be saved. Bhagwan Vishnu said, Lord Shiva has the compassion and the strength and ability to drink the poison. They called out to Lord Shiva, and when Shiva, the compassionate Lord, even when he is sitting in his quiet meditation, when he heard the cry of the people, the Devatas as well as the Asuras, when he heard them crying to save them, immediately he darted towards the Milky Ocean. And when he saw the fumes of poison, dark poison everywhere, He saw the asuras fainted and the devatas fainting. He went there and he did not even wait for a second to think, because great people only have to take the bitter poison of the world to help others. Even now, don't some frontline workers have to be there to bear the virus out of their love and compassion to help others? But we must do it in a way that we do not get infected and infect others. Lord Shiva stood there and he started swallowing that poison that was spread all over the air. And he drank that poison up. The air started purifying, the sky started becoming blue again. The fumes were taken in by Lord Shiva. The asuras and the devatas were beginning to wake up, their lives saved. Lord Shiva drank that bitter poison and took away that trouble, that calamity. But he drank the poison. But do you ever think, when I used to listen to my grandmother and when she told me this story, I was afraid that what if the poison goes down to Lord Shiva? What will happen to Lord Shiva? Not that he is immortal and if he drinks this poison. But before Lord Shiva drank the poison, Lord Parvati was standing there. She knew the greatness of her husband. She knew the compassion of Lord Shiva. She knew that Lord Shiva will not hesitate to take away the poison to save everybody. But Lord Shiva looked at Parvati, gave her one glance, because he had to take permission from her also. She's his wife. But Lord Shiva, looking at Mother Parvati for just a brief second, Parvati gave her consent. But when the poison was entering his throat, and was going to go into his belly, Mother Parvati immediately came and understood what Lord Shiva looked towards her. And she came and kept that poison in his throat. Lord Shiva took the poison, did not vomit out the poison, otherwise somewhere else someone would get affected, but did not take the poison inside. As our Gurudev used to tell us, Swami Chinmayananda used to tell us that in life we have to sometimes take all the bitterness, the troubles, the difficulties and sorrows, but we should just keep it in our throat, not take it inside. And therefore, in every life situation, however people in the world might be bad, they may say harsh things to us. It does hurt us. It does trouble us. But we must, at that time, pray to Lord Shiva to take away that poison so that we do not become bitter, but always become better. This is what Gurudev used to teach us. That Lord Shiva took the poison. Now, poison means not that poison that anyone should ever drink. Life situations which are troublesome, that are severe, that are difficult, which can trouble us, we have to bear it. We pray to Lord Shiva to give us the strength to bear it and never become bitter, but become better. And this is what Lord Shiva does for everyone. And every day is God's day. Every form is God's form. But in our Hindu culture, we pray each day one form, one deity, so that we remember what Bhagwan did for us in that form, that role. And Lord Shiva, the all-compassionate, is worshipped on Monday. And worship really means to remember, to adore, to offer. What are we going to offer to Lord Shiva? Sometimes we only have our grievances. Sometimes we've got something nice to tell. Both we keep at the feet of Lord Shiva so that we don't become bitter. And when we become better, we don't become proud, arrogant, and selfish like the asuras. Let us together remember Lord Shiva. And his mantra is the simplest mantra. Let us chant. Join me in chanting, remembering to Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. O Shiva, whose love is infinite, Om. O Lord Shiva, I surrender to you, the all-auspicious, all-loving, all-compassionate. Chant with me. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om.